What
Like a,
up?
you know what sounds so good right now?
A cheeseburger. Japanese curry.
Yes, but I was gonna say the popcorn that I left in your room. I literally got
That
back
that
after
popcorn right there.
yeah, I got back after being at your house for the weekend, and I was like, I walked into my room and immediately I was like, I I forgot the
I
popcorn.
knew you would forget it.
I forget
Knew it.
everything.
Always, every time. Just,
If I
oh,
don't write
pasta.
something down, it does not happen.
You have kept. It was intentional for a long time, but I still have a bucket of your stuff in my closet that I was
No,
supposed to keep
no,
there.
I took that home. I took that home. It's sitting right next to me.
Then there is a very similar looking bucket in my room.
Yep, I took that back so because mom was going through stuff and she was like, Becca said this was your stuff. And she's like, I threw some of it away. And I was like, okay, for sure, for sure. And then, so I was like, she was like, what do you want me to do with the rest of it? I was like, I'll just take that. I'll just take that. So I do have that bucket, but we have been away. We have been on vacation and, um, we will talk about we went to Japan. We're going to talk about Japan in a
Yeah.
different episode. But we have been in Japan, and I feel like we went to Japan at the worst time, only because I feel like everything happened while we were out of the country.
Even before we left, I was like, there is so much stuff that I'm missing that's
Mm,
happening. Even just the first week we were gone, I'm like,
yep.
and now it feels
Yeah.
like summer's over.
So, you want to hear you want to catch up on some news? Some
Catch
juicy
me up.
goss?
Catch me up.
All right. So, first and foremost, Beetlejuice coming back to Broadway. I think it is back on Broadway at this point, I believe. But it had been announced right before we left. Beetlejuice is back. I love Beetlejuice. It's back to Broadway for the third time. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
That's crazy.
So crazy.
I was unaware.
Oh, really? If we dropped into New York right now and we had only one night, what would you see?
One day or one night? Are you saying only one show?
Yep, one show.
What's on? I want to keep track of this stuff. That's what I have you for.
Oh, okay. You don't know anything that's on Broadway right now?
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Uh, what? Gatsby?
Gatsby. Heather's is there right now.
Oh, we did talk about this.
We did talk about Heather's. Little Shop is off Broadway, but it's there. Um, a lot of I mean, there are a lot of shows you probably wouldn't go see. Really, I guess really the question is, would you rather see Heather's or Beetlejuice
I'd rather see
or Little
Heather's,
Shop?
as I've already seen both of the other options.
Okay, okay. But you haven't seen them in their entirety as they were meant to be seen on Broadway.
I do think that due to like their comedic, like how like they're very comical shows, like they can get away with like less talented people and a smaller budget.
Okay,
But I never seen Heather's. I don't
I
know if they
see
could
that.
pull it off.
Okay, well,
Uh, were you not expecting that response?
no, no, was okay. I would see Heather's, but well, actually, I don't know. Maybe I would see Little Shop over Heather's. Maybe. I don't know. That's a question. I've
Because
already
you
seen Beetlejuice on Broadway, and I've seen it on the Broadway tour, so I don't know. But okay, speaking of more musical news, we got a Wicked for Good trailer.
I knew that that happened and I did not watch it.
I I don't know what it was about the trailer specifically, but like it didn't make me excited for Wicked Part 2. I
That
don't know
sounds like it
what
was
it
a
was.
bad
Oh,
trailer.
okay. Actually, there were some scenes in the trailer that I was like, what could possibly be going on here? Um, because I've seen the play. I know what happens. And there's a scene in in the trailer where the wizard, Elphaba, and Glinda are all in, it looks like the wizard's, what are they calling his like castle in Oz?
His tower? I don't even know.
His, yeah, it looks like that place. Like where his head is. The, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, it looks like that room, but like there's glowing rainbow colors and they're like it looks like they're like singing and dancing together in that scene. And I'm like, um, the three of them are not friends in part two. So what's happening in this scene? Like that was one that specifically jumped out to me. So there was a couple things that I was like,
It was a dream.
I don't
It's
know
a
about this.
dream sequence.
Yeah. And also some a headline that I saw the other day is this is spoilers for you, Becca, a little bit, but in the play in part two, Nessa Rose is with Elphaba and Elphaba is be doing magic and stuff. And one of the magic she does is she puts a spell on Nessa and Nessa is able to walk.
I called it.
But the headline that I saw was that Nessa Rose will not be walking in part two. So already perplexed about that. Which I did have that question in my mind when they cast, I don't know her name off the top of my head, whoever they cast for Nessa Rose because she is in a wheelchair, doesn't walk. So I was like, how are they gonna do that? Please don't let it all be CGI. But now it's just not even gonna be. So I was like, interesting, interesting. Um,
I'm still claiming that as a I called it though.
okay, yeah. And I felt like in the trailer, for me personally, there's things that I don't want to spoil it for you. So, but there are things that happen in the trailer that feel like if I didn't know what happened in part two, would be spoilers. So I feel like
So I
I was like,
shouldn't watch the trailer.
I don't know if you should,
I will
honestly.
not.
Because things in the trailer were going and I was like, oh, like they're showing that in the trailer? That's so interesting. Because, there's a lot that happens in part two, and there are a lot of Wicked at its core is like a political storyline. And so there's a lot that goes down in part two, politics wise, put that in air quotes. But like between the good and the bad sides and stuff. And there are people that switch sides are playing both sides, type situations. And I feel like they showed a little too much in the trailer. And maybe that is what made me say, are like what why did we show this in the trailer? Like didn't make me super happy about it. Um they did I mean, and who knows what's gonna happen with Dorothy and the gang because they are not in play for like rights reasons. We've talked about that before. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just I'm excited to see the final product because Wicked Part 1 was a huge success and, it was very good. It was very good. So I'm hoping that Part 2 does not drop the ball, but we'll see.
Does it
We shall
comes
see.
out November again?
Yep. Same time this year, November.
I feel like it's
So,
already like the end of the year. I know it's literally the middle of the year, like so middle of the year, but I feel like it's November. I feel like we're almost over, just without all the holiday stuff.
yeah. Yeah, it does feel like it's coming up quickly. Um, I was Yeah, I like when part two came out or part one came out, I was like, oh, we're gonna have to wait a whole another year. But now I'm like, oh, we're like right there. I'm booked till the end of the year, pretty much, basically though. So, anyways, moving right along. Speaking of movies coming out, Doomsday, we've talked about. However, Doomsday has been delayed from its original release date. Um, so that's I think has it been delayed a whole year? Hold on. Sorry, did not do my homework efficiently. Has been delayed, Google says from okay, not a whole year. It was supposed to come out in May of 2026. Now it's coming out in December of 2026. So we still have like a year and a half till Doomsday. And I would rather they push it back and make it good than just get it out. I think this delay was because some of the movies coming out before it like got a little bit delayed, so they just pushed everything back because there's Doomsday and then there's Secret Wars, and whenever they were coming out, I think they both got pushed back to the end of the year. Um, Secret Wars will come out
Is it
December
called
of
that? Is that the actual name?
Secret Wars.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Okay, that makes sense.
Secret Wars will come out in 2027, December 2027. As of right now, we'll see. I'm, you know, I'm worried about Doomsday because there's a lot going on. There's a lot of characters, and MCU has not been good lately. However, fingers crossed, the pattern continues. For the majority, it's been good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, good. And we had Thunderbolts, which was a big hit. Not box office wise, actually, which is a shame. Actually, let me talk about this for a second. Thunderbolts was a good movie, okay? It was you know, like people loved it. The audiences loved it. However, it lost money budget versus box office wise. So it's considered a flop because it lost money, but everybody was like, no, actually Thunderbolts was a really good movie. So, but because like it lost money, now Marvel's gonna be like, oh, we can't take risks and make movies like this anymore because it doesn't make money. When actually it was like the only good Marvel movie in a while. So worried about that. So Thunderbolts was good. I think Fantastic Four is gonna be bad. And then Doomsday, hopefully it's good. So fingers crossed. I do not have hope in Fantastic Four. I've said it once and I'll say it again. I don't know. And the more I see about it, the less hopeful I am. So, you know. Um, yeah. But oh, speaking of flops also, have you heard of Elio, the Disney Pixar
I
movie?
have heard of it, yeah. But I would like to mention that although I have not seen it, I was aware of it, but like before it got made, like when they announced it, I said this is gonna be terrible. And then that's all I've heard about it. So
I too have not seen it. I feel like I don't actually know the day it came out, but I feel like this was something that like came out while we were gone and we just missed it and whatever. But yeah, all I've heard about it is that it's not good. And Disney released an official statement because Elio flopped, just like people predicted it would before it came out, but it flopped and nobody went to see it. And they came out with an official statement saying, you can't get mad at us. This was not the exact quote, but it was the gist. You can't get mad at us for uh not making originals when we make an original idea and you guys don't go to see it. So they're like, this is why we aren't doing original ideas. And everybody was like, but it wasn't a good movie though, is why nobody liked it. So I was like, oh, okay. So Marvel thinks that their movies are flopping when they're good. Disney thinks their movies are good when they're flops. And it's just like I think we need to take I think we need to take a break from cinema. Everybody needs to just stop. We need to put a pause on cinema. We need to like no movies coming out, no movies being made. We need to all as a group take a collective pause and like just stop pushing things out and let's actually work through some storylines and some plots and ideas and make something good, you know? Come up
I
with an
think
original idea.
allow production, uh, but don't like. There's like wait, oh my gosh, like a wait time for everything. Like, oh, you have a movie script that has to simmer for 6 more months before anyone's allowed to see it.
Yeah,
Can't show it
it
to
needs,
anybody.
we need to have a little bit of a movie drought so that we can start producing good movies.
We've been in a movie drought. We need a movie like what is worse than a drought? Get rid of all movies for 1 year.
I don't think we've been in a movie drought.
We've been in a good movie drought.
Yeah, we've been in a good movie drought, but
I think
not,
there have I think there have been less movies coming out
I don't
than
think
number
so.
one.
I think
Less
you've seen less
blockbusters.
movies.
Maybe
That's not the
it's
same
true.
thing.
Maybe it's true. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not.
All right, next up on the docket, Becca's excited about this one. Just kidding. She doesn't care. It's the official Sunrise on the Reaping cast has been announced.
You're right. I don't care.
I'm I want this to be good so badly because the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes just was not good at all. And um as you know, I bought the book. You want to know how much I read? Have read?
40 pages.
Not a word.
I thought you
There's
said you
actually
started it.
never said that. No.
No, because I made fun of you last time and I said Hannah's gonna get the book, read the first page, and then never ever start. And like never actually open the book. And then you're like, no, no, I've already started. Like, I'm gonna
No.
get going. Like,
No. I was gonna
that's
bring
why I
it
guessed 40 pages.
I was gonna bring it on vacation with us and you were like, "Don't bring a big bulky book," which was smart actually, but so I have not cracked it open yet. So I have not read anything of it. However, I've heard nothing but good things about this book. People have said that it is the best Hunger Games book. That's other people. I can't say because I have not read it. However, Catching Fire is the best movie, and that is not a debate, it's fact. So I'm hoping that this one at least is just good, and not anywhere close to as bad as Songbirds was. That was not good. I do so okay, okay. We know the Hunger Games are very popular. So I'm worried about this movie though a little bit because there are a lot of big name actors in this cast list. So it I'm worried that the entire budget is going towards the cast and that the movie will have no budget left. So, first up are you familiar with the character names?
It it's I know Haymitch. I don't
Okay.
know I don't know who he fought with when he was in his own like I don't, are those new people? They gotta be new
Well,
people.
some of them will be new. Some of them are like, do you know who Mags is?
Vaguely. I have read and seen the first two,
Like
and I
Virus
nothing.
BT, you know those people?
I don't know that name.
Okay, I'll have to give you a little. Anyways, so Hamish Abernathy, Joseph Zeta. I don't think you know who this is because I don't know who this is. Um, will play Hamish Abernathy. Um, yeah, sorry. He's uh I couldn't even tell you anything he's in. I've seen he's in some Australian TV dramas because apparently he's Australian. So
I
New
just
guy for
Googled it,
me.
and it looks like he's in nothing. It looks like he's been in 5 things ever, and one of them is Sunrise on the Reaping,
Well, his big break.
I guess.
Next up, we have Lenore Dove Baird. I think this is a new character for Sunrise because I don't know that character. So new person, also new person. Oh, sorry, she's played by Whitney Peak. Also don't know who Whitney Peak is. But character Maisie Donner, she's played by McKenna Grace. McKenna Grace is the girl in Gifted.
She's like big now, isn't she?
Yes.
Hold on. We Google her. How old is she? 19? We were born in the same year.
There you go.
That's why I always am like, she's itty bitty. Always.
Yeah. So I love McKenna Grace. I don't know anything about this character yet because I haven't read the book, but I believe in her. Next up, we have young Plutarch Heavensbee. This is the game maker in Mockingjay, or I guess Catching Fire. And
Mm-hmm. I know
yeah.
him.
He's gonna be played by Jesse Plemons. Um, you would know Jesse Plemons. What would you know Jesse Plemons from? Did you just look him up?
I'm gonna look him up.
He was in, was he in Jungle Cruise?
I did not watch Jungle. Oh no, I did watch Jungle Cruise and I didn't like it.
Okay, well, I don't know if you'd know him from anything, but
Nothing I've seen.
he's in Hollywood. He's been around. Next up, we have young BT. He's going to be played by Kelvin Harris Jr. Again, I don't know this man,
When you
but I
said that
believe in
this
him.
was all gonna be big
I'm
names, I
getting
was
to the big names.
expecting more than one
I'm
big
getting
name.
to the big names. Jesse Plemons is a big name. You just don't know who he is. Next up, we have young Wiress. She's going to be played by Maya Hawke, which I actually love this casting. Just based on looks and vibes and stuff, I love this casting. Maya Hawke is going to do good things. Next up, we have the character Mags Flanagan. She's going to be played by Lily Taylor. Mags, uh, yeah. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
Okay. Moving right along. We have Wyatt Allo. He's going to be played by Ben Wang. Okay, this is the big one. President Snow is going to be played by Ray Fiennes.
Why wouldn't they get is why wouldn't they get the guy who played him though? I guess he's a lot younger and
This takes place before,
yeah.
and also he is dead.
Okay. No, not the old guy, the guy who played him in the new movie that came out.
Oh, because this is I actually don't know the years on that, but he would be too young. Craig is going through something over there.
Hey, Hannah, how much can you edit? I'm about to lose my internet.
Uh-oh.
Is there a way to pause the recording? Is there
Okay, sorry about those technical difficulties. Took us
technical
back.
issues?
Okay, next up, character Lulu. Uh, she'll be played by Iona Bell. Oh no. Okay, you know this one. Effie Trinket, young Effie Trinket, will be played by Elle Fanning. You know, you know.
Familiar, but I couldn't tell you what they're in.
Okay,
I'm
I also
googling.
think this is another brilliant casting. I love this casting. She gives off Effie for sure. So hopefully she can deliver.
Wait, what's her name?
Elle Fanning.
Oh yeah, she was
Oh
in
yeah. Oh yeah.
Maleficent. She's almost
Okay.
6 feet
Oh,
tall.
huh?
Sibling of Dakota Fanning.
Yep, they're sisters.
That's
So cute.
crazy.
Okay, next up, young Caesar Flickerman. The internet went wild about this casting. I think it's just, I think it's decent. It's not the best casting I've ever seen, but the role of Caesar Flickerman will be played by Kieran Culkin.
Okay.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like it. Just like it.
Everybody's like, oh, this is the best casting I've ever seen. Just because his personality is like eccentric and weird. But to me, Caesar is like over the top, like fancy man. So I don't know. I'd love to see how it plays out. I hope hopefully it's good.
Okay.
Drizella Sickle would be played by Glenn Close.
Do I know
You
who
know
that
Glenn
is?
Close? She
Glenn
is
Close.
Cruella de Vil
In what?
in the live action 101 Dalmatians.
I never seen that one.
She's in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Who is she?
You don't know who Glenn Close is?
Hold on. Give me hold on. Let me do some Google. Oh, I see. I see. Yes, I do recognize her.
Okay, okay. Next up, Magno Stift is going to be played by Billy Porter. I'm not super familiar with Billy Porter's work, but the internet also loved this casting.
Okay.
Um,
Based on just the very first picture that pulls up when I Google him, I agree.
you don't even know who the character is.
Yeah, but the someone who lives in a capital, yeah? Agree.
Him and Glenn Close are married. So, there's that. I believe that is the end of the castings, or the end of that what we're going to talk about it. So, I am excited for this movie. I hope that it is good. I cannot wait for it to come out. And hopefully I will have read the book by then. I don't know. Maybe
I doubt it.
if I can avoid spoilers, I might not. Because you know how I feel about movies and books. Always watch the movie first, folks. Always watch the movie first.
Hannah believes that when you watch the movie first, you get double story because the book are always longer and different.
Yeah. You
However,
agree with my reasoning on
I
this.
agree with your reasoning completely. However, my strongest and probably only disagreement with that is books first because you make up what the characters look like and sound like, and then they become
No.
your own characters, which is that is the entire problem of people disliking the movies from the books is because they make up their own stuff and then it doesn't match. But like that's what makes reading fun. You're like, this person is a new person.
See, by watching the movie first, we just eliminate all of these problems.
No, I'm saying you lose the best and worst thing about it. It's there's the same problem and the same best thing. That's
Anyways,
why, yeah.
moving
But
on.
I also
Last bit of
don't care
info.
about it that much.
I know you've heard about this because I sent it to you and we have talked about it. Tom Felton. It will be Draco Malfoy on Broadway in The Cursed Child.
When
Iconic.
Hannah sent it to me, sent like the official like the picture of him in the costume and stuff, and he has a pony, a back like a low pony, and I was like, did he grow out his hair for this? Is that his real hair? Like, I don't
I was like,
understand.
no, 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 that's just how the character looks. Because I have seen this play in New York and it's very good and I like it. Um,
And now you can go back.
I would love to go back. Tickets are gonna be harder than they have ever been to see this show. And I've seen people online be like, um, Daniel Radcliffe, where are you? Because
That'd be crazy.
he is not a stranger to Broadway. Um, so that would be crazy. But yeah, I love I love the full circle moment. Um, I mean, what is there to say other than amazing? Love it.
Amazing. She's
Love to see more of that. Okay, now onto what I've been waiting to talk about, The Materialist. The Materialist was a movie that I knew was coming out for a long time, and I said, gosh dang it, we are gonna be out of town when it comes out. And I was praying to the heavens that it would still be in theaters by the time we came home. I went and
I
saw
was
it.
crying about it every single day.
Yep,
Every single day. She's like,
yep,
I could be going home watching The Materialist right now.
yep,
Oh, I'm gonna miss it. Oh, boring. Not
yep.
boring. Annoying.
I I got tickets as soon as we got home. I was like, I need to go see this. It was still in the theaters, so thank goodness. Because I wanted to see it on the big screen as it was intended. Now, I'm going to talk a little about this movie and then I will get into spoilers, but let me just give you the gist beforehand. This movie, I'm going to say it was a solid 8 out of 10. I loved it. I would watch it again. Um, okay, the trailers marketed this movie as a cute rom-com. Who is Dakota Johnson gonna pick? Pedro Pascal or Chris Evans? Two hot guys. Oh my gosh. One's rich and charming. One is, like loves her and is like down to earth or whatever. People were okay. While we were out of town and people had seen this movie and I hadn't seen it yet, they were posting things online being like, I got to get my money back from this movie. I can't believe I spent 2 hours of my time watching this. I'm so disappointed. So I was going, uh-oh, what happened? Tell me that this is still a good movie. Tell me, because I was super excited and it looks very good. And I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion or not, or just some people would disagree. I think Dakota Johnson is a good actress. Some people don't agree. I like her in movies. I think she does a great job in this movie. Some people think that she only can play like one type of character. I disagree. I think she's great in this movie. I think she's great in other movies. Was Madam Web good? No, but that's a whole different story. That wasn't necessarily her fault. Dakota Johnson, so I love her, love Chris Evans, love Pedro Pascal. So I was like, what could go wrong? But I was worried when I was seeing the things online about this movie. But okay, I'll just say this isn't really like plotline spoiler. I'll say this and then I will go into some real spoilers. It is not like a rom-com. I'm just gonna say it's not a rom-com, period. It is a romance movie though. Okay? There are comedic bits. Does not mean the whole movie is rom-com material. I keep knocking my camera. Um, there are funny bits. It is romance, not rom-com. The trailer made it look like a classic rom-com, which is why people were upset. And there's a story, there's like a subplot in the movie that is like heavy subject matter, very non-rom-com. So we're gonna get into specifics, some spoilers ahead. Um, the the movie opened up with like a caveman scene. So I was thinking like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And I was thinking, that was very weird to just put in the because it was about like the first two cave people like falling in love. And I was like, okay, I see how this ties into the movie a bit because Dakota Johnson's character in the movie is a matchmaker. And so I was like, okay, I can see how it relates to the movie, but that was weird. But then at the very end, they tie it back in, and I'm like, okay, I see. I see the concept. They really just needed it for like one part, but they could have taken that one part out and it like wouldn't have impacted the movie at all. So whatever, it was fine. I just felt like it was like the movie was opening, and because in my mind I was expecting like a rom-com, and I was like, this is a little weird, but I guess it worked to the end. But um. But like I was saying, it was not the love triangle I thought it was going to be based off the trailers, which I'm not mad at. I actually found this movie refreshing in the fact that it's not just like the classic rom-com, like everything's the same. There's a hot rich guy, and there's the guy that actually loves her for her. Which is she gonna choose? You know, it's the classic like Hallmark trope or whatever. This movie, for the most of the movie, she goes with Pedro Pascal, who is the rich hot guy. Um, and Chris Evans' character is like a poor wannabe actor, and she was with him, and then they broke up because he was poor, basically. And she likes high-end things and like didn't want to fight with him about money and stuff. So most of the movie she is dating Pedro Pascal. And I'm thinking like halfway through the movie I'm thinking, "Oh, do people are people mad at this movie because she ends up picking Pedro in the end and it's not like love wins or whatever." Not that because she says in the movie she doesn't love Pedro. She just, you know, likes his lifestyle or whatever.
Okay.
So it wasn't the love triangle that I thought it was going to be. However, I do think this movie portrays a very realistic um representation of dating in this world, this
Coming
time.
from the expert.
Yeah, I'm an expert. Yeah, but I mean like because she's a matchmaker, there are a lot of scenes of like girls and guys coming like going to the matchmaker and having this big list of demands and what they want in a partner and and then also her dating these two men of like she loves Chris Evans but he doesn't have money and you know Pedro she doesn't love Pedro but he's very like rich and suave so like you know it's I think it paints a more realistic representation of love and dating than the typical Hallmark movie. Both of those type of movies are great. Love them both. I just found this movie refreshing in the fact that it is not every other love story. So, yeah, the middle, so the subplot that I was talking about is one of the girls who is like she's a matchmaker for her. She sets her up on a date with a guy who sexually assaults her. So then it has this subplot and like Dakota Johnson like feels bad because like she put her in that position and so it kind of goes down this dark subplot. Um and so like that's a little bit in the middle and then towards the end a little bit she's with Chris Evans and she gets a call from the girl. She like has nobody else to call because she thinks the guy who sexually assaulted her is at her house, and so Dakota has to come help her. And it's they put it in there to be able to show that Chris Evans is actually the better guy, and because they had just had this big fight, and then he like drops everything to like help her. And in the beginning, when she like first is struggling with this, um Chris Evans like notices that something's wrong where Pedro doesn't. And so it's like it's there to show that he's the better guy, but it's like a really heavy subject matter. So I feel like they could have found something else to do it. I wasn't mad at it or anything. It just takes the movie to a different level, which is fine. Like I said, like nothing wrong with it. It's just very uh it's very not present in the way this movie was marketed. So
I
yeah,
believe it.
be ready for that if you watch this movie. Um, yeah. But there was a happy ending. So there's that. Um, I found this movie, I mean, like I was saying, the ups and downs of dating and relationships or whatever, like people for me, I was worried when this movie started, or and also because of what I'd seen online before, that it wasn't going to give me the romancy butterfly feeling that I get when I watch like love movies and stuff. Like that's why I like romance movies is because people watch movies in general to experience things or emotions or whatever that they don't experience in their day-to-day life. Or, you know what I'm saying? So for me, like, I like watching romance movies because I get that, like, lovey butterfly feeling, whatever. I was worried that this movie was not going to do that for me. Um, but in the end, like I think it did, or there were parts that did, or whatever. Um, because I don't know, it gives a different perspective on what love really is, and I've seen countless romance movies, countless rom-coms, and I think this movie does a good job of bringing in some romance elements, having comedic bits, um, but being something new. I would say this movie is not a rom-com. It's a romance movie with comedic elements. We've talked about the action comedy thing. This is the same thing, but with romance. All in all, it's an 8 out of 10 for me. I think when it gets a little heavy in the middle, like maybe that's what brings it down a little bit for me. But again, like I would watch this movie again, and I think the more I watch it, I think the better it would get for me, especially compared to all of the movies that I've seen over and over again. Becca always says I talk about the same three movies over and over again. So this is a good one to add to your collection or throw in the mix of same vibes, but like it's different and it's new. And I appreciate that. We talked at the beginning of this episode about how there needs to be a movie drought and people need to come up with new creative ideas instead of just making a movie. I feel like this was a new creative idea. So yeah,
Alrighty.
would recommend. Do I think you would like it? No.
I
But
think so I generally don't I dislike rom-coms. I do like some movies that are romance movies that are not rom-coms. However, I trust your opinion for whether or not I would like this movie.
maybe you'll have to watch it to say for yourself.
Maybe I got a long
Yeah.
list of movies Hannah's gonna make me watch.
Yep.
Might
Yep.
as well throw one more on there.
Yep. So I will be acquiring it when it is released to the public, not in theaters. But yeah, I'd watch this movie again. I would recommend this movie. It was good. And that's my take on The Materialist. I'm glad I got to see it. I was not disappointed. I didn't think I needed my money back like some people online. I think they were just mad that it wasn't a rom-com. So then they were like over dramatic about it. But
We read on the trip, you read a headline that was like, the materials catfished us, but not in the way you thought. And I was like, what does that even mean? Did or did they not catfish you? I
they
didn't
catfished
understand
you in
that.
the fact that it was not a rom-com like the trailers made it seem. You hadn't seen the trailer, had you?
You had described the trailer to me.
Okay, yeah. The trailer is very rom-com. It's, the like few scenes in the movie that are rom-com-esque are all in the trailer, and it has the like fun flirty music, and it's the who will she pick vibes, which is in the movie, but it's not a rom-com. So yeah.
I
Hey,
wonder you could do like trailers of movie in completely accurate trailers of like things that are in the movie only but like you make it seem like a completely different movie. I
yeah,
think that'd be fun. That'd be fun times.
yeah. Because the whole subplot adds a very different tone to this movie, but if they had put that in the trailer, like the point of the trailer is to get people into the theaters, which this accomplished. So good on them. I do think catfish is a little bit of the right word. So there's that.
They
But hey,
gotcha.
hey, I'm not mad at
Good.
it. I was gonna watch it regardless. So,
Makes
alrighty.
sense.
This has been real. It's been fun. I'm glad we got to catch up on all the juicy goss. Um, but I think TTFN.
Ta-ta for now.
Okay, bye.
Bye.